Good evening. Garfield Waller here with another episode of Rock the Mic. Welcome, guys. Welcome, whether you are here in the US or in Jamaica, whether you're joining live or you are going to watch this on the replay, as most people do. Tonight, I want to see if we'll have more people participating than we did last week. And as usual, again, until the election is over, we're going to be talking politics. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to participate, could you make sure you keep your comments respectful, please? No slander, no nothing nasty about anybody. And tonight again, turn back to the place I know best, St. Mary. Trying to find out what's happening in your constituency. And I titled tonight, What's Poppin', St. Mary? What's popping? So I'm hoping you can join me tonight as we discuss our beautiful, wonderful parish, most beautiful parish in Jamaica, really. But to some, it will be the most neglected parish. And St. Mary has long been left in the doldrums. So I'm hoping you all will tune in, participate. Please drop a line in the comment to let me know where you're listening from and give me a sound check, please. I'd love to know what the audio is like. So let me know whether I'm too low or too high, whether I should turn it up or add some bass, add some treble. So please, guys, before we do anything, just give me a sound check. Let me know where you are listening from. As I say, hey, St. Mary, we have been left in the dust when it comes to all the other 13 parishes. And we are trying to make some improvement. And I want to say, guys, listen, before we get started, I'm not rooting for the JLP. I'm not rooting for the PNP. I'm right down the middle. You can call me an independent. I want to call it as I see it. I don't want to join one camp where it's all everything good about the JLP, everything bad about the PNP, or vice versa. Let's call a spade a spade. If you see something going that's good and the other party is doing it, yeah, commend them. If you see something going bad, well, let's speak about it. Let's be very objective in what we do, because at the end of all this, it's for the good of the country. It's for the good of the nation. We can't have it where we say, hey, my party, PNP in power, everything should go to the PNP people, or GLP in power, all the good should only go to the GLP, and we leave basically half of the nation lagging behind. We have to make sure we have a strong country. We have to make sure we have a united country, or else we'll always be in this mess where we're going to have this skullduggery going on. People tend to say, hey, the other party is cheating. My party is the only one playing by the rules. It cuts both ways, guys. It cuts both ways. So if you want to make a comment, please go ahead and do so. If you want to call in, the WhatsApp number is 347-225-4654. And tonight I'm especially pointing my comments to people in St. Mary Central. St. Mary Central, that's where I know best. Places like Port Maria, Hampstead, Highgate, and up in the hills in Islington. I want to make my comments directed at those areas. That's not to say we're going to neglect Western St. Mary or Southeastern, but I want people from Port Maria, especially Port Maria, Highgate, Hampstead, come on and let me know what's going on. Come on, guys, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. I see the comments on Facebook. I'll see people coming to Facebook and put in their pointed comments. But when it comes to this media, they seem to be scared. Why? The same name you post with in Facebook, it's the same name that's going to pop up here. The same name that will pop up here. You have nothing to fear, guys. Nothing to fear. If something's not going good in Port Maria, let's talk about it. Something is rotten in the state of Hampstead, let's talk about it. If something's going good in Highgate, let us know about it. We're not only here to spread the bad news, but also the good. We must be able to acknowledge the good in what we see going on with our representatives. And for people in St. Mary, I think, not just St. Mary, the whole country, I think if you look at it objectively, your representatives have not been treating you right. Not just for this election cycle, but in years past. Guys, I'm going to say this. I may get in trouble for it. If your MP or your representatives is just spreading marl on the road now, he's taking you for granted. He's disrespecting you. If it's now, after 4 years, 5 years, or whatever, 2 terms in government or 3 terms, if it's just now that your MP is bringing water to your community, you're being disrespected. You're being taken for granted. So, guys, I need you to hold these representatives, hold them to the task, guys. Hold them responsible. They need to service the community and not just come in and buy your votes. In fact, when it comes to buying votes, yeah, take the darn money. Take the money and then vote who you feel like voting for. Once he gives it to you, he can't get it back. There's no way he's going to get it back. So if he wants to give the money, take it. And go, if you think the other party is going to do a better job, hey, go vote for the other party. But I don't think you should be disrespected like that. And I know some listeners are going to say, oh, you're there foreign, you can say what you want. No, same thing. I'm Jamaican. One day I'm coming back home. But guys, don't let them disrespect you like that. Couple weeks before election, oh, the roads are covered in marl, covered in limestone for those who up here who don't know what marl is. Now they're going to fix pipe. Now they're going to do what we call bolo work. No, that is something that should be done on an ongoing basis, month after month, year after year. So don't let them just run some water tankers through your community now and make you feel that, okay, we're doing this for you. No, guys, that is disrespect. And you shouldn't sit back and take it. So St. Mary especially has this habit of voting in one party year after year after year. Why do we do that? If you vote in party A and they're not doing anything, why vote them in the other year again, the other election? Do you think it's going to change? It's stupid to be doing something and getting the same result and then thinking it's going to change. No. Try something else. Try the other party. So if one party has a monopoly for several years and you have seen no progress in the constituency, why not try something else? Vote them out. I don't care who it is. I don't care whether it's the green or the gold, green or the orange. You vote them out. Give the other party a try and see what's happening. Now, for this election coming up, I hope the turnout will be much bigger than the last elections, especially in the by-election. I hope everybody who is qualified to vote turns out and casts their ballot, because that's the only way we're going to move forward. And we shouldn't look at it we should just take one aspect into consideration. Okay, party is doing good on crime, one is doing good on tourism. Let's look at the whole picture. Let's look and see where we can get the best results that best suits the nation. That best suits the nation. At this stage, I don't think we should be looking out just for ourselves. Oh, I'm a die-hearted Labourite, so I'm gonna vote for the bell. Or my blood run orange. Always vote for the head. We need to get past that stage now, guys. We need to get past that stage. I don't care what they're doing in other countries. I don't care what they're doing even in the United States. We need to get past that. We need to be able to look at what our country needs and decide, hey, this is what we should do. So for anybody logging on there now, please, I need you to put something in the comments. Let me hear what you're thinking. Port Maria especially. I know Port Maria people listen. I know it. I know I get phone calls after. But why call me after when here you have a chance? Here you have the opportunity to voice your concerns. Let me hear what you're thinking. Port Maria, what about the hospital? Oh, hospital? No, it's what, a clinic? What do you guys think about that? You can't even see the darn road to go up to the hospital. What do you guys think about the state of the town town itself, Port Maria itself, does it deserve to still be capital? Or should they move up to another bay or maybe Highgate? What's transportation like in Port Maria? Do we have the traffic jams? Have they fixed the water situation? What about electricity, policing? Let's hear it. In another bay, what's like down there? What's employment like? Are there avenues where these youngsters can get a job leaving high school? St. Mary has always been a farming community, guys. How is it going there now? What is it like now in St. Mary when it comes to farming? What is it like? These are the things I'd like us to discuss instead of people just going around on what should I say? Going around on these parades and shouting either loading or time come. We got to be more constructive than that. I know people get caught up in the fervor of this election campaign, and you jump on the bandwagon, jump on a van back and go tour here, go here, ringing bell or knocking pot covers. But we should be past that by this. We should be. I expect more participation from more people, or people are educated enough to know that what they need, what is required of each candidate. And we shouldn't let these candidates get off easy. We should not let them just come out of the woodwork every 4 or so years, do a flurry of activities, and then you never see them again. That's what I always wonder. How do you feel when 6 months or few weeks leading up to election, the candidate is there every freaking day. He's in your face. And the day after the election, you don't see him again. Can somebody tell me, how does that work with your mind? How do you think about that? What do you think when now you see him every day? He drives through every day. He does a walk through every day. Shake hands, grave digging every darn day now. But the moment the election is done, he disappears. Can somebody just log on and let me know, what is that like? What is that like? Because I've never understood it. I have never understood how that works when this guy just shows up and then just disappears. And we have come to expect that. It's amazing that we have come to expect that sort of treatment, expect that sort of behavior. And when the man comes out of the woodwork again, you all run behind him. So what is it? Are we afraid to step out and say something? Because I'm sure if we were doing a topic and say some gossip, people would have been all over it by this. But this is something that's going to affect you every day and maybe affect you for another 5 years, another 4 or 5 years, where you'll either, depending on which party wins, you'll either get a small handout or you will suffer. So some members in the community may like the result because they may get a handout from the MP, while the others, as we say in Jamaica, suck salt. What are your thoughts? What's your thought process on this? Care to put something in the comment or call in? Remember, free call, WhatsApp, 347-225-4654. It's a free WhatsApp call. So don't be afraid, guys. 347-225-4654. If you're not interested in the politics, yeah, we can talk something else. I don't know what sports is going on there now, track and field. Let me hear some of your thoughts. But I'd like to keep this focused on St. Mary and the development of the parish. Highgate, Anata Bay, basically the only hospital in our parish going good. Anata Bay. But I remember the days when it was Port Mary Hospital. Port Mary Hospital. Now I hear people leaving St. Mary to go down to St. Anne. And even St. Anne, I hear, isn't even in tip-top condition. What's happening over there in Western? St. Mary Western, what's happening over there? with their MP Montague doing more day in, day out. Is it too little too late? I hear he is going to be facing a great battle from Mr. Woodbine. What do you think over there in Western St. Mary? Is it still going to be Bobby country? Is it still going to be Bobby's country? Is it still going to be a case of Bobby being king over in St. Mary Western? Or will Mr. Woodbine mount a good challenge? Will Woodbine put him on his back foot? What's going to happen? And in that area, we're going to have places like Gale, Karen Hall. Let me see if I have my notes. Buscobel, Retreat, Rockaway, Gale, and Karen Hall. Can you come on somebody and say, which area is Bobby strong in? Which area is he a little suspect in? If he's going to lose any of these areas, which one will it be? Which one will he win easily? And the one we still don't really know much about is the one is in Southeastern, with Norman Dunn being the incumbent MP and his challenger Christopher Brown. That should be a doozy. That should be a doozy, covering the areas of Belfield, Richmond, and Otter Bay, Castleton. Which area is Dunn unbeatable in? And in which area would you give Brown the edge? St. Mary Central is going to be a good one to watch. That's going to be a good one to see what is going to happen there in St. Mary Central, where you have Omar Newell of the People's National Party going up against Mr. Mirage of the GLP, Mirage being a virtual newcomer. But you never can tell. This could be an upset in the making. This could be an upset. Mirage could sneak away with a win. What do you guys think? But Central has always been what? PNP territory for a long, long time. Can Mirage spring an upset here? And oh my God, it would be, can you imagine if Newell comes in and he's the MP he's a guy who loses St. Mary Central to the GLP? Oh my God, Newell, that would look terrible on your resume. So you have a fight there. You gotta have to win. Does Mirage have the experience? Does he have the experience? Guys, anything you have to say, just put in the comments. If you're not brave enough to make a call, just come on, drop it in the comments and let's see what you're thinking. Let's see what you're thinking, guys. Because the comment field is open. It is open. You can come along. You can say something. You can speak up. If you're brave enough to do it on Facebook, you can do it here. Please comment. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. The comment field is open. Go ahead and get it in. Go ahead. Nobody, no takers. No takers yet. Let's see what's happening here. Go ahead, make your comment, guys. Don't be afraid. We'll try and get a good conversation going. We'll try and get a nice little conversation going. But I don't know why, but I have watched the comments on Facebook and people are willing to chat then. Why is it different talking here? Are you afraid of the responses? That doesn't seem so. Especially, I know people from Port Mary who are on Facebook every darn day. And they're arguing, quarreling. But now when you'd like them to speak, okay, remember, the WhatsApp call channel is open, 347-225-4654. It is a free call. It is a free call. I was hoping I'd have certain gentlemen call in tonight, but don't see him calling, so we're wondering what the heck is happening. Well, guys, don't be afraid to call, man. Come on. We need to get a nice dialogue going. Okay, and right on the money. Here we go. Yes, sir. How are you?
Not too bad, my brother. Me just a tune in for you,
Just a tuning.
I go through Facebook and see say you're
Oh,
live.
okay, good. It's also on
Yeah.
YouTube. But and you see how people, you see how people feel if you even comment. You see how
Me see it.
I don't I don't know why, boss, but I watch them on Facebook and they may say anything on Facebook, you know. Where
Yeah.
but here you give them a chance and it's like no total silence. I don't get it, man.
So I mean, I myself am a bit surprised because we are so vocal.
Yes, that's what I know, my brother. I know
We are
they're
so
vocal.
vocal about
Hmm.
we have always been even when before the program start, a lot of person was so vocal. I mean, I don't know what would cause them not to want to
Well,
speak.
I don't know what they're afraid of. Because listen, when they post on Facebook, you know, their name show up, you know. Their name show up,
I mean,
and
so
I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know why. No, but
whichever platform them go on and person speak, you see them face
yep. Hmm. Yeah.
and them name, them full name. I list them,
I
you know what I
can't.
mean?
I can't.
We are we live?
Yeah.
Am I on your
Yeah,
I'm
man.
live.
Yeah, you're live, man.
Oh,
Live and direct. Live, live
live
and
and
direct.
direct.
Live and direct, man, in living color. So wait,
So
let me
what's
ask.
tonight topic?
No,
What's tonight?
I just asking what's popping in St. Mary. You know, what's happening in your constituency. I just want to find out. Listen, is the MP or your candidate doing a good job? Is he
All
to
right.
be found wanting? Is he lacking in something? Just a general discussion.
Yeah, but my honest opinion, if we're talking about the member of parliament,
Mhm.
my honest opinion is a decent guy.
That's for Central.
Yeah, Maurice Guy is really a truly a decent person, and I think he works with what he has
Hmm.
because you can't blame him based on the situation how the constituency was when he had taken it up,
Okay.
because the constituency was very strongly embedded in cronyism and a lot of ism. You understand me? And Floyd Morris always wanted to was undermining him long way of his tenure. You understand me?
You think it was being? You think it was undermining him, or he thought, well, listen, he could do a better job.
I,
Do you
I,
think?
I don't
Wait,
see
wait,
him.
wait, wait, wait. Hold on. Do you think it should be a case of party first and not your personal goals?
Well. To be honest with me, I would want to say that Floyd would be thinking about party for self rather than party, because initially he created such a storm within the PMP leadership in Central St. Mary. You understand? Leading up to his challenge. You understand? When he challenged Maurice Guy.
Hmm.
And you must understand that it's not that guy was selected on a unanimous basis. You understand? Because he never got a majority of the vote of what they then considered as delegate.
Hmm. All right.
It's just that it was three persons in the race. You understand? He got more than Dave Anderson,
Hmm.
and Dory got some votes. So clearly neither him nor Dave had gotten a clear
A clear
majority.
majority.
Yeah, they never get that. So what would took place after that is politicking within the leadership of the party. Who you know, who you think, who want your support in the future, engagement and all of that.
All right.
And then you must understand that I don't think guy do more than two term in a government, meaning that when he won as a young member of parliament,
Government.
right? him did have to try to understand the politics. By the time him get a grip of the politics, him lose. Not the party lose, not him
Lose.
lose. The party lose. So him find himself in opposition for about 5 years. And then after the 5 years, the party win again, 2011. But upon the party winning, there
Yeah,
was
but
still there was no clear vision for the party because when Portia win back, it was evidently clear that she should have resigned before because her health was well known by the inner sanctuary of the party. But in order to keep out Peter Phillips, you understand
yeah, she
me?
had to run
In
again.
order, right.
So you think
In order,
Floyd? Wait. So you think Floyd should have waited his turn?
but there's no term for flight in this modern time, brother.
You, you don't think so?
In a lesser developed country where politics is based on a lot of cronyism, Floyd don't have no space in this kind of politics, brother.
But
Because you can't see,
mm,
you cannot see. You might know the people from Bailey'sville and one and two persons from other years of the constituency. But the great majority, a person within the constituency, you don't know them. You
so you don't
understand me?
so you don't think his tenure as president of the Senate and what he has done for the whole disabled community here and abroad, don't wouldn't you
Yeah,
take that into
but
account?
that's a different thing from political
Political.
representation now. A total different scenario than political representation. Floyd would have to act based upon who he has to advise him
Advise him.
because him can't see. So a man would have to tell him, say, the road in our frontier housing scheme in a terrible condition. Because it's not like say I'm driving a vehicle when can't feel the patrol, them, you know. Understand me? A man would have at times say, we just come out of one patrol. Because the vehicle with them driving a patrol not really affect them. You know?
Okay. All right. So
Yes.
we think about all right. Let's look at St. Mary Central more. We think about Port Murray itself. As a man who come from the region, from that area, what do you think about Port Murray, especially hospital wise and so forth? What are your
Yeah, but
thoughts?
all right. The whole hospital scenario was a very hot topic,
Mm-hmm.
but we must remember the centralization of the health service,
Mm-hmm.
meaning that instead of have two hospitals in a St. Mary, you're going to have one. You're going to turn Portmore into a clinic, started under the GLP leadership of Edward Seaga. But when the PMP came in power in 1989, they never do anything to reverse it. If you understand, you know. So you can't, the GLP did something that
Mm-hmm.
created a deficiency for the people of Portmore, in and around Portmore.
Port Murray.
Right, and they are strong PMP. So when the PMP win, as a government, they never change it. The hospital remain
Mm-hmm.
a kind of clinic scenario. The major surgery not take place there and all of that. That's my understanding.
That's your understanding. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the PMP never bring it back to a full-scale hospital,
Hospital, right? Mm-hmm.
right? The PMP work with the model where St. Anne's Bay and Anata Bay would be that kind of
Would be
hospital.
okay.
Portmore is a little place where you go to catch a flu or some simple things.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh God.
So you understand what I say? My and further understanding to the whole scenario is that you must remember at the time when Mr. Siago win, the international lending agency, because at that time the economy was in a terrible condition, you know. And many of those things were you try to lessen the burden on government expenditure. You understand? Because you must remember right now as it is now, since the 60s, Jamaica is now almost on par to what we used to enjoy in the 60s, because government is now collecting taxes in a quantum where it can cover all its major expenditures. You know, because they have a balanced budget. You understand me?
Right.
And and they're not borrowing money to facilitate any kind of development. So you find, you know, you don't really have to have a member of parliament who stand up, say, we want back the people who want back hospital up at
Hospital.
Portmore, and could have fall in line with government policy wherein the PMP now in opposition would have said to the people of Portmore, when we win, we are going to bring back the Portmore hospital to
Hospital.
what it used to be. You don't hear that. Because the politics not really, and not about Central St. Mary now. Politics not really harbor and social and economic development, you know. Politics not harbor around that angle, from that angle. It's just a tracing match. Me a labor right and you are
Ah, yeah,
PMP.
PNP, right? Boy, oh
You
boy.
don't hear the JLP. I say, boy, well, you hear people that talk about the bad road condition at Central St. Mary, and
St. Mary.
St. Mary really get a beating in that regards.
Direct.
It's
Okay.
not because I don't think from Orient till now one road. When we say one road, like you talk about from Trinity to Brimaville, has ever been constructed where you can say, yes, we are do the piece of roadway here
And do it good.
and do it good. Not many roads. We don't have many of that in that Central St. Mary. You understand me? So basically, most of the main road that we know, if you go Islington, the road bad. If you go Albia Mountain, the
The road
road
bad.
bad. If you go Bailey'sville, them fix a part right now. But by the time you reach up where Peter Gray shop, the bigger Gray shop
Bigger
used to
shop.
be.
Yep.
Yeah. By the time you pass this, a paper toll I hit your brother.
Oh boy. Oh
So
Lord.
nothing is done in completion. All right. Housing scheme in particular, what me have full knowledge of. I see they were doing something on the road. Then fix one street and throw them all in the rest of the mesh, the rest of the
The
road
rest
them
of
in
the
the
street.
brother. Yeah, they fix one street and a school street. I don't remember the street. I should remember that street. Understand me? But the fact of the matter is that that street Barber Green from top to bottom. But everywhere else within the housing scheme, them just throw some man.
Just choose some. I mean, I tell you, to me, you know, if your MP or your representative go show them all upon road couple weeks before election, to me that's a big disrespect, you know.
No, but them not throw it couple weeks before election, you know, but me can guarantee if them not come fix it now. By election, I pay a patrol. Yeah,
Worse if you get a shower or rain or two, you know.
yeah, good heavy show. And well, rain start to fall and then you start to see the mall wash away.
Watch.
So, you know, before election, we're going to have pay patrol. The kind of vibrancy and the kind of urgency for speak about. Me no say people that walk and not chat. And when you walk, you gonna talk to your people.
To your people, right?
You
Yep,
understand me?
that's true. That
When
is
you
so
walk,
true, man.
you gonna talk to your people. So you basically talk to yourself. You know, I hear the man where live on the road or the man where, you know.
Yeah, me
So
understand. Me understand what you say, boss.
yeah,
Really
no
understand.
vision, not there. So
Oh my
from
God.
the boat, yeah, based on what me I say, me and Mirage, a friend on Facebook, me and Newell, a friend on Facebook. So we basically watch the both of them And me no see, well, me see Murad, me no see affiliate, me no see Noel talk nothing about Central St. Mary.
Wow.
But me see Murad, you are sure you say, I go this so, and him a go up this so, and him a go down this so, and you know them way there?
Yeah, I see him doing a lot of, walk through the communities.
Walking
Yeah,
through
I
the
see him
community. We no see Noel do nothing. You understand me? And sometimes, if you're too confident, that's where you get beaten.
so you get beaten, take everything for
Because
granted.
my understanding, a lot of person used to say Port Maria, and a lot of that operate on the base that Port Maria is a PMP town. Me no share that vision, me no share that view there.
You don't think so?
No, it's just that more PMP come vote at times than GLP.
You think is okay? You think is
Because,
voter turnout?
because put it this way, in terms of the parish council, put it this way, the first guy when me know win it as a labor is a guy named Gray, and he win it 2 times straight. In the last 4 or 5 local government election, the GLP win it more than the
GLP win it.
PMP, win Portmore more than the
The
PMP.
PNP. Okay.
You get the point I'm saying? It just depends on who is the
And
candidate
who the candidate? Okay.
and how the candidate operate himself.
So this time around, how you think the parish, the constituency will go? St. Mary Central.
Honestly, Bobby Montague is a whole politician. You understand me?
The old liar.
And I think him have him know where to find him vote when him want them. Them beat him already, and him come win massively.
Mm-hmm.
So he knows how to win that constituency, because that constituency as it is right now, Gale are the biggest division
Okay.
in that constituency. And the Gale division was the strength of the GLP.
But
The
I'm here,
PM,
I'm hearing from the ground that he can win Gale. What do
who
you think,
can win Gale?
Bobby?
Who?
Bobby.
Bobby can win Gale?
Yeah,
All right,
that's what I
hold
hear
on.
from people like Gale.
Let me tell you this, man.
Go ahead.
The last local government election, if you look at the amount of vote that the guy get,
Mm-hmm.
it's 1,500 short of what the GLP candidate get in the local government election before. So it's not like you get the equal number, you get more than what the person where you beat in the election before. Is that less labor right come out in support at the candidate who was Jason James than that would have come out before. And the PMP guy will go win it by 50 vote.
Yes,
So
very
if you
true.
win, yeah, so that tell you say more labor right in the Gale division than PMP. It's just to get them out.
Just to get them out. All right.
Right. Bobby know how to do that. Because one of the things we're gonna beat a lot of them, in this politics. If you don't have money, you're not going nowhere, brother.
Right. Yeah, the money I go drop, man. The money will come in little more.
And Bobby have that kind of connection. Bobby is associated with person who will back him. Because you must remember, Bobby is the chairman of the JLP, brother. That him a go run the campaign, so theme constituency. Now go lock funding.
True.
So them now go,
everybody else called
yeah,
us dark.
right. And the recent poll reading is showing that the younger people are much more in favor of the JLP than the PMP.
GLP. All right. What do you think about Southeastern St. Mary? Because that is one division where you hardly hear anything going on over there.
One constituency. Put it this way. Chris Brown is a good guy. But I'm going to use an American term that you will understand what I say. When Edward Kennedy said to Barack Obama, "You will be the next president of the United States." Barack Obama tell him, say, "Is him not ready yet?" And Kennedy says, "Not when you're ready, it's when we ready."
But the people ready.
It's not when you ready. So Chris Brown was at it all in his favor, and him leave it. And
I hear he was Harry Douglas's campaign manager.
yes, he was decent youth, good youth.
Good
But
youth, okay.
remember now, Harry has gone for how many election now?
Mm-hmm.
The guy will die the 2 term. Doctor, what him name again?
I can't remember his name.
Yeah,
Cannot
but
remember
him,
his
but,
name.
but him win
Two.
2 time.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And him die within one of the term.
One I heard this. Mm-hmm.
Right, and done win with the whole of the PMP backing behind the candidate. And done win. And he has
Okay.
win again.
Wow. So that's where the real battle going to be.
Yeah, because there's no battle. The PMP is more than likely going to win Central St. Mary.
Wait, I see who is it? Councillor Kid, I think, is telling us that the guy's name was Bloomfield.
No man, that
And
is Portland. Portland, that is
yeah, Councillor
southeast.
Kid, are you sure?
Yeah man, it was Portland the guy. The person who died. That what name again is was a dentist, a doctor then, but the doctor who was a member of parliament, I can't remember him. You understand me? He was a dentist.
Oh, then this, okay.
Yeah, both of them were dentists. Two of them died. And
Okay.
they had this by-election.
Yeah.
Them had this by-election with she and Alexis. And Shane and Don clash because the guy Don was challenging the election before and it was in court
Okay.
because the guy must win him by 5 votes or something like that. But that constituency is a traditional JLP seat.
JLP. Okay. Patrick Wong saying is Dr. Green.
Right.
Thanks, Patrick.
So so the point is to say understand what I say.
Yeah, man,
Dr. Green died, win, Bailey scripture, and Don come and win by over 1,000 votes.
Over 1,000.
And then him win back again by over 1,000 votes.
Okay.
And
So,
then, and
go
listen now, Belfield
right.
is not as strong as it used to be. So if the PMP come out of Belfield winning by say 200 votes, Richmond is going to come out on the JLP side.
What about the
Not to be. Presently, the JLP have a stronger movement in not to be than the. You hear me just say?
No, you cut out a while
Yeah,
ago. Go ahead.
yeah. I said the JLP is most likely to win that seat than the PMP
Not to be, okay.
because what is one councillor in that constituency, What's the out of me say now? You have Richard Query and Richmond,
Yep.
the Castleton Division, JLP, and Anatomy is JLP.
JLP, all right. Wow.
Only Belfield is PMP.
PNP.
Right.
If things go your way, if things go the way you said, it's going to be interesting.
No, it's not a matter of going the way I say it, It's that presently, the last local government where there was a strong challenge by the PMP, they could only win one seat in that constituency.
Okay. All right. Stick your neck out now. St. Mary Central. Do you think Mirage can beat Newell?
I don't see that yet.
You don't see that yet?
I don't see the both of them. It's just When we observe them following,
Mm-hmm.
at the same, me not see nobody new. The PMP followers are all PMP supporters. The JLP candidate are all JLP candidate.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing is who can draw the most vote on election day?
And they're like, okay.
Because one of the things that most people don't understand is like Amstead is not the Amstead. The Amstead division is not the Amstead division like it was before.
Before.
Right. Because Amstead can play a very critical role,
Mm, okay.
in changing the dynamics because the local government before this, the girl win by 600 odd vote.
600 odd.
Right. So if Moraj can bring that up by to 1,000 vote, him can wipe off 1,000 vote after the high gate and cut it down to a margin where Port Maria and
Mm-hmm.
East, if him really make a good effort in terms of campaigning and drumming up good support.
Support, okay.
But I don't see him have that. Him young to the politics, him not
Yeah,
understand.
yeah, that's what I was talking to somebody about the experience, lack of
No, him
experience
don't
here.
have that. He don't have that. Him because the politics change, them a watch trend. Them a watch the general trend. Them now watch what is happening in the local environment.
But I have here on the chat, Councillor Sheldon Cade is saying, Maraj, you flip the script.
Well, well, well. To be honest with you, that would be a big surprise.
That would be a surprise. Upset. David.
Yeah,
David
the
against
last
Goliath.
the last time I upset take place is when Maurice Clark beat Wycliffe Martin, which is a long time ago.
Long time. Long time, man. No. So
Yeah, long.
so hear me now. When we
Hmm.
look at the whole when we look at the whole country. eh, We look at the whole country. Let's talk about upset. What do you think would be the biggest upset for which big name you think will lose them seat?
All right, let me tell you this. So all of the big name them in the JLP
Mm-hmm.
is going to win back them seat. They have the resource
Mm-hmm.
and the organization behind them.
Behind them, okay?
So they are going to win. In my honest opinion, as I say, my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
the JLP is right now better structured to win the next general election than the
Then
PMP.
the PNP.
Yeah, because
Mm-hmm.
I don't the GLP the PMP have a deficit of 17 seats to catch up
To
on
catch up.
par with the GLP, to take back from the GLP
JLP. Mm-hmm.
and get one more for win.
For what?
And that is a tall order, brother.
So on the final seat count, what do you see? What do you see happening?
Uh, the final, as me say, the final thing,
Mm-hmm.
the PMP have a tall order. You need to win 18 seats for farm government. 18 more than what you have. And that's a tall order, that is nearly how much now? 18 upon 60, what kind of percentage?
Is that enough? That is a whole lot. And when you look,
Oh, upon
wait,
60.
hold on, when you look on the PNP side, which big name you think going really lose their seat?
Well, I don't see PMP losing none of the 14 seats with them.
Seat that they have.
Yeah, I don't see them losing any of them. Because you must understand, All right, I'm going to ask him that a thing about this whole politics thing. The PMP is not the PMP what it used to be.
What they used to be.
It's far from what it used to be. The PMP used to be a well-oiled machine. You'd have a leader, all the leaders before this one speak in a particular manner.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get don't make it get too personal. You understand? Because once you start to curse a
All right.
particular individual over an extended period of time, people think you just bad mind the individual. And then while you curse that individual, you not come up with no facts.
Okay.
You just have to use the last budget as a measuring stick. The last budget presentation. Now, in a budget presentation, the government present a budget, right? And it is the opposition responsibility to say to the country what they would do better with the present government expenditure and name it out with figures and everything.
Figures, right?
But the PMP come with an election manifesto. That's what the leader
That's what they
opposition said.
came with.
Him say, I wasn't talking about the budget, but you can't come to a budget debate and not talk about the budget.
you, bring a, you bring a knife to a gunfight.
That's what I'm saying. We're talking about the budget. And then when you make that statement and people start, so but how you become a budget is a 5-year plan. A budget is based on yearly expenditures. So I try to show the difference now, It's not, come with ideas, Everything is hinges on personality.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
try.
Well, another. Do you think, is it? Do you think the personalities of the two leaders have anything to do with this? Do you think the fact that, listen, one tend to be doing more, I don't know, one don't have the charisma, right? Do you think that's why his popularity is so down in the dumps?
Whose popularity?
Like I said, the leader of the PNP.
A leader of the PMP. Yeah, that's like I said to you.
Sorry.
Let me tell you now, what the PMP go wrong from the very beginning. Norman Manley had a thing where he say organize, organize, organize. The PMP was not organizing on the ground. The JLP was doing better than the PMP, has been doing better than the PMP on the ground. So it's very hard to beat them. You still here, Gary?
Yeah, man. May I list your points?
Yeah. So what he has done, him start to, and they did it before. Peter Phillips attacked Andrew Wilnis as it relates to him house,
I remember.
Right, and that didn't bring them anywhere. Them start to attack him, use the Integrity Commission, and now it is coming out, says a lot of cronyism and targeted activity was taking place within the Integrity Commission. You understand me? So what is actually happening? Andrew is weathering the storm. I might sound like a labor right, but it's facts.
Yeah, me have people say, yes, this man's a labor right.
Oh, you're a labor right, but me I tell you facts. What Andrew have, while them attack, Andrew can point upon the improvements that he has done to this country. You can say, yeah, I mean, build a road there, See the old woman who live in that house over there, so? And me get the house there, Andrew can point at the things that he has delivered as a prime minister. Gold did not have nothing to show, so boy, as a member of parliament, me did do this, me did rehabilitate one health center, create a better primary school for the kids them within my constituency, and me do some housing improvement, and you know them way there. Nah, nothing to point to.
Do you think that Finsack has been like an albatross around his neck? If you were to take Finsack out of it, do you think he would have been much more popular?
No.
You don't think so?
You see, no. Finsack is just one more negative. He's no match to Andrew Wilnis. If you notice, Andrew don't answer him. Him choose where and when to speak to him in our part, speak about him in a particular way. While him there, they call up the prime minister and him. The prime minister not say nothing about him. Him just go about him business and manage the country. And this is, let me tell you something, Gary. This is where I feel a lot of our people are not being truthful to themselves. We are not looking at the facts. Me a PMP, so no care good the GLP man do, me not support you. It's not country first, it's party first.
Party first.
Good. And if you go along that line, you're always going to be in tunnel focus. You understand me? I can't say it without any reservation. It's not a labor right. You understand me? I was a member of the People's National Party. I've never been a member of the JLP. And I have no intention of being a member of the JLP. You get the point I'm saying? But I am a Jamaican. May I say that so that others who are listening will get a clearer view. Look how many persons. Emily Crooks now is saying they must say Emily a labor right, Cliff Lewis a labor right. All of these people are come from PMP background, you know. You understand me? You can't speak reasonable and rational anymore.
Right, that's true. That's something something I dislike. If you try and give an objective opinion, you're labeled as, you know.
Yeah. If you, it's just like you live on a road. The road bad no backside. And you now say to your leader or your party, the leadership, say, look on my road. When you go fix my road, how and when the road is going to be fixed, you now hear that. Me a PMP or me a GLP, me no business about road.
But
You
it's
know,
a sad state.
we no business about what kind of health care we have. We no business about that. Me people that talk about line the hospital and line their clinic. Line always the hospital, you know, man. And line always their clinic, you know. We never able to provide all the nurses and doctors that we want. We never able to do that. Because we're a migrating place. As soon as we reach a certain level, we want to go and live where we get more money. You understand me? You can't blame people for that.
True.
Nothing is wrong with that. It's just that you have to come now where you train. Like one time you say, a man if you have 3 year levels to go to university, I've also virgin for your bad English, you know, and a couple more subjects. You can't come in at the university. Yeah, because when you pass maths and English, all them need to do is structure certain other program that will help you to come up to scratch to the man who have year level standard. Train more nurses. Focus on them things there, and then you wouldn't have shortage a teacher. You no matter how much of them go away, it's still a better your economy. Because we live in a global village. Because we have a man, we have a one daughter, and she go become a nurse, and she look for her mother and her father condition, and she say, boy, this is a salary. Can't help if my mother or father was to drop dead. So she go try to go to America. Or go to England somewhere where she can command better salary. But if you train enough, when 1 and 2, when a program comes, you can't carry everybody. You can't carry everybody. So it's just like they have to cut down the acceptance, what you call it now, the qualification. Because our qualification standard is very high, you know, I feel, in Jamaica, you know. Yeah. What you have to do to reach a particular level, in other countries, you don't go through that. In other countries, you don't go through that. So that is part of when they might cry and they might say this and they might say that. We have to just invest more and lower the acceptance qualification. And we get the kind of numbers we want. Yeah, so we can better the country. We don't see none of them with that.
Okay.
People are talk about get here people are talk about minimum wage. Virgin. People are talk about income tax threshold. Them two, listen man, what minimum wage was 10 years ago to what minimum wage is now.
No.
It's a whole heap of difference, What the tax threshold was before it reached $1.8 million. You get the point of me I say?
Yeah, man.
It was $600,
I know. But has it really kept pace with the cost of living? You know.
Yeah, because here people are talking about, all right, we have all the statistics saying that we have low unemployment. You understand me, Gary? And I'm gonna say a low wage. They ever hear them say half a bird better than
Better
no
than
bird at
no
all?
bread.
So you are talking about high paying job. Tell me where the high paying
The
job is
job
going to come.
come from. Yeah. That's true.
How you going to create jobs that will pay more than what the persons are getting now? It's not possible.
The Pacific, we're basically still an agricultural country. At the
Yeah, but
minute.
our mode of operation in a them thing there, it not really up. That is all right. For you to get any kind of you talk about agriculture, and everybody has say agriculture can move the country. For you to get a concession, you see, for bringing a motor vehicle as a farmer, you have to have 5 acre land. How much farmer can have? You know, look for acreage now, You're not looking at acreage now, You look on the monetary value what a man can get out a half acre or an acre land. That's what them to look upon, It's not no more because them thing there are from way back when, brother. No government no look into that. That's why I'm saying people are not sitting down and say how when them say agriculture, oh, you're going to make agriculture grow. With the man we are plant 1 acre onion, can't get a concession to buy one vehicle.
Drive vehicle.
When can plant more onion up in the hills. A donkey, me see the prime minister get a woman. Well, that she said she want.
That's the one. Yeah. That's
And the
all.
prime minister get one donkey. She tell him, say, boy, I can't get one donkey. When me can't put my baby on is sitting there. And me and then got a bush for plant. You understand me? But it I tell you our level of intelligence. Me wouldn't ask you for a donkey. You understand me? So most of the things them where people are talk about low wages, half a loaf is better than no loaf at all.
Wait, let me ask
People
something.
are good.
Let me ask something. I was speaking to a man this evening, and he said, "Listen,
Mhm.
our politicians, most of them are corrupt, right? But the people are more corrupt." How you respond to that?
All right. You see this whole thing about corruption. We move with politicians, in the earlier times. I mean, I see no corruption amongst none of them.
You not see any.
No, he's not a fool, man. And people have to clearly define what is corruption and what you call corruption.
Okay.
Me not see none. I'm gonna move close with more than one, two member of parliament and councillors. Close. I may never see none of them with no strategy where they might create no corruption. Because the whole accountability for government fundings now, is at a level where it's hard to
Yes,
get
that's what
something done
that's what
with.
I understand.
So if you hear the prime minister say, boy, me I go build 100 house. One of my political friend, Me and my reason, Horace Daly to be exact. And I must say, listen, man, no follow what Andrew say, man. All 5 years time, them thing they no pass, the bureaucracy. I was a minister, so I know. A bureaucracy a kill the country, brother. So
It's been
when a prime minister got, and I heard it the other day, what am I say? Things that were budgeted for in last year budget has not been able to be executed. Bureaucracy.
too many pencil pushers.
Yeah, bureaucracy. So them need to, because you see this thing now, we think to lower each other. You understand? If we get things done, things need to be actualized quicker than how they are now being actualized. And that is a problem with the country I face, where the government is concerned. The corruption part of politics done from in the 1970s, the 1980s, and them time there.
You think so?
Yeah, the corruption. When a man attack about corruption, what way man do? Just like a man we tell us that the prime minister is corrupt, and you ask him, would the prime minister do corrupt? What has he done that you can't tell him do something corrupt?
What?
No, this is a serious question, you know. Point out, give me the evidence of the prime minister corrupt action.
Would you say the same thing of the other party, PNP? When a man say PNP corrupt, would you ask for that same proof?
Let's be truthful, man. PNP are the last corrupt political organization, last corrupt government. Because everything was put in place to stem corruption. So by the time the GLP get in a power, the man has strict scrutiny to actualize any program. And most of the people in the bureaucracy are PNP them. So them now really make no effort to execute things that needs to be executed. You understand me?
Right?
So you have to understand. So when people are talking about country corrupt, come tell me where the corruption is, brother. Tell me how much money this member of parliament thief or that member of parliament thief for you have evidence for.
But remember, they are saying in Jamaica, wanna go so nearly go so.
No man, it gone beyond that now, brother. All right, come on, let's be real now. Let's be real. Look at Maurice guy. Before, when you go to Maurice guy's surgery, you know, come he's a man with thing figure, you know. One man, I used to run taxi. And one man, I'm out in the town. And I see a comrade virgin of mine. And he said, where you go so early, man? I go for doctor guy and I want to get an early ticket. 5 o'clock in the morning, you know.
5 o'clock.
Yeah. I see the man at Port Marby, you know. And I want to get an early ticket to go see the doctor. So if a man left that early to get a space, the man a PMP, you know. The man a labor right, you know. The man a PMP. If the man left that early for got a doctor surgery, just imagine how much money Maurice guy could have made in a day. So if a man say Maurice a drive a big vehicle, so when him come out of politics, he might drive a big vehicle. A man a go say a government money will rob up, you know. And then some people when I really investigate, run with it, you know. It's a big vehicle when Maurice a drive. A rob him, rob it. A man a look on the man profession. You understand me? So people, and the problem with them have with Andrew Wellness, him is a ghetto youth. He might come from ghetto background. Him and him wife. Nobody now question the wife, you know. The wife around $1 billion business, you know, brother. In a housing, construction, and building apartments, you know. I never hear a person mention that woman name. Get upon them, yes, and them a man and wife, you know. You understand me? So She win a case up to the other day.
Yeah,
Because
yeah, I saw
people
that.
people people start to think that people can't work hard to make money. Work hard and invest them money. Them go to university. So them have the ability and intuition to invest them money wisely, brother. Invest in a things and build something. Nobody can say, boy, that woman get a contract through the government and she run off some government contract and all of them things. Nobody now say that. Because that would never be factual. So this whole action of where we are classified with one another has been corrupt and classified with leaders has been corrupt. And we are mash up ourselves. You understand me? And the man we are preach corruption in Gary. You have to understand, you know. I hear on the point that we in this parliament who never benefit from Finzak and gold and get up and walk out. You understand me? That's why I say the only time corruption was rampant in this country is when the PNP are lead. And that is facts. You can't ball out one corruption with PMP, with GLP people. Well, the Ministry of Education with real weed. They must just like a countryman and not understand the system.
Oh my God, I this man, so man. Oh my God,
Yeah,
listen, man.
you know.
Listen, next week, I'm trying to get somebody to come on and defend the PNP. I'm trying to get someone to come on, but I just can't get anybody to really show up to do that. But I'd love to have somebody
You
from
know,
the PNP.
Gary, I think you're kind it the wrong way, you know.
Why
I
is it
think
that?
you're kind. I think you should say, not to defend the PMP, come on
To tell the
outline.
truth.
Come on outline what the PMP have in store if they was to form a future government. Yeah, it's not to defend the
All
PMP.
right.
It's to outline the policies and the program from a realistic perspective
Perspective.
in
Yeah.
comparison to what Andrew Woolnitz and his government is doing.
Yeah, but I just can't find anybody brave enough to really come on and discuss these things. Just can't find.
Well,
Oh my God, man! The man off the record, the man we chat a whole lot, But all right, come on, and we talk for 20 minutes. No.
yeah, it's one of the things you must understand, I was going to say to you, I have seen some persons from the diaspora build some nice YouTube channel with a good amount of audience.
Yeah. I've seen it.
Yeah, and they have become very relevant. And I think you need to move away from the JLP, PMP scenario and just get people who have experience within St. Mary and how them see St. Mary and its development. You don't have to be a PMP or a JLP, because I need a PMP, not JLP, as I
Listen,
sit here now.
that I tried to get people to come on, contact us, but it's like them don't want to come. That them afraid. It's like them afraid. Man tell me, say, listen, man going to send me a labor, right? Man going to send me a PNP. I don't want to say nothing. I don't want to say this.
Gary, but me see that as stupid enough. I hope them will listen to me talk.
I
I'm
hope so.
afraid to say,
I
I'm
hope so.
afraid to say was a close associate of Maurice guy.
Right. I know that.
I'm afraid to say that. Yeah, I can tell the man some Maurice guy is a decent person. He might not be a good politician or what most persons expect of him as a politician. But in all and all, he's a very decent person. He's a man who I respect. Yeah, that's not what I say.
A lot of people
So,
can't go. A lot of people can't go that way. They might go one side
and,
or the other.
and if most of him followers listen to me, they must say the boy Abdullah labor right now.
Yeah, I have a good friend who label as a disgruntled PNP.
I have nothing, I have nothing to be disgruntled about. I have lived my life. People need to understand when you live your life, you're not going to be the same every day.
Every day.
Me's a proud grandfather. You understand me?
Yes, I see you
And
posting. So I see
yeah,
you
and
posting.
I just read a lot and I follow the trends of what is happening. But then on my phone, sometimes my wife get angry, she take with the phone from me. Cause me have see what is happening and me I listen to everybody and make them comments and do them thing. You understand me? It's just I give you an example. A PMP guy, he was a PMP councillor in Manchester, switched to the JLP because he was in disagreement over the candidate that the PMP send there,
Yeah.
that the candidate or the people decide that they want, Because they, at present, I can say it without any fear, the PMP does not display democracy in selecting its candidate.
It's candidate.
And that is a big setback.
Yeah, I see where them push. They started pushing some people on certain,
Right.
certain degree.
And it assure the people and the PMP them in those constituencies. So the people no regard your input, brother. Why the delegates of that constituency and the party workers within that constituency can't vote to
Can't
who
choose
them would have want,
who they would want to go
can't choose a
forward.
member of parliament? That's a sad state, brother. And 90% of the PMP people whom we know from way back when don't agree with the present system. And they did this guy named Lawrence Rowe a
Yeah,
bad thing.
yeah, I've read about him.
All right. He was there. He was one of golden right hand
Right
man.
hand man.
Me know a comrade will tell me, say, when you want anything to done, re-bunting and Mark Golden, them refer you to Lawrence Rowe.
That's true.
Yeah, he was the man where pull all the strings. Them hitman. He has been accused in terms of certain 400 groups that were formed so them could have beat Lisa Anna. That is an accusation that he has neither denied or
Confirmed.
accepted. Yeah. And in work the constituency and when it's about time to run an election, you know what Golden said?
On the eve of the
Him is
election.
not, yeah, him is not a real man. That word need to be verified. But tell a man say man a real man. So yeah, tell me say mawa. And he was one of your lieutenant.
Lieutenant.
He
Wow.
was a he was, he was a chief accountant for one bunting company, the same company where Newell is a part of.
Okay.
You get the point I'm saying? And what is actually happening? This guy switched from the PMP to the JLP, win back in councillor seat as a JLP candidate. So it tell us the man have influence,
Yeah.
not him alone. And the JLP say, well, listen, the people are make nice against the president, the sitting MP. So make we have a run off. The people must say they want Mr. James. So make we have a run off. And James win. They never go down there and say, boy, based on the polls that we have, James is a better candidate. And that is one of the biggest downfall of the
The PMP.
PMP. Election and selection have great positive with it. Me can tell anybody that. When you have a selection process for select somebody and two people in the race, man, everybody see it hot. People are come out in support of them candidate. You know what that mean? The party is alive.
True. Democracy.
Democracy is alive.
Democracy in action.
Right. And the present leadership of the PMP does something where me would never agree with them. Norman Manley, who was one of the founders of the People's National Party, when he was leader, he never do anything to stop the process of democracy. Challenge me whoever want. The man have come up with a formula where you can't challenge Mark Golden within Mark Golden outside have been challenged. And them rationale for that argument is not no, we know me not talk about no, about a year or so ago. Mark did it for nearly 4 years now. It's that these selection and these campaign for leadership create division within the party. If that did not come from Peter Phillips' side of people, would I understand? But the man who challenged Peter Phillips, the man who challenged Peter Phillips 1 year before a general election. 1 year, them divide the party 1 year before a general election. And people sit down and people don't think about these things. The whole thing don't look good, brother. And we not done this again, you know. Kagiri, one time if a man shoot a man, kill a man at Westmoreland, we don't have Portman and I hear nothing about that, you know.
Months.
If you have a family down there with dead under them circumstances, when you hear them, every man tomb him already.
That's why the telegram reach you.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, understand. So I'm just assure you, we are more conscious of our environment than we have ever been before. You understand me? And these kind of undemocratic proceedings don't look proper. The general secretary went to Westmoreland and the mother guy down. And him just take the seat because I'm the
Just take it.
general
Yeah.
secretary.
But didn't he lose the last election by how much
All
teams
right.
vote?
Yeah, but listen this now. All right. Let's go back to history. The PMP lost massively to Edward Siaga GLP in 1980. And did you know that most of those who lose their seat in that election never leave them constituency?
Didn't realize that.
Yeah, you check it. Them lose them seat. And all of them stay in them seat till 1989 and win it back.
Them in the back.
You see what I'm saying? And nobody no run. No man no say, boy, I mean, I go back down the so. A man stand him ground and defend the constituency that him was the leader of. Most of them stay at them constituency, brother. Now, all of the man them are recycled. The man and the woman them are some recycled people find themselves in a new constituency.
Constituency.
Them now go back. Them now go back and face the people with them that are lead as member of parliament for over 20 years, brother. Man like Wickham McNeil,
Everybody look a safe seat.
Dayton Campbell, Peter Bunting. Get the point I'm saying? So he said to me, say, it's all about you being a member of parliament.
Member of parliament rather than serving the people.
Right, because if you serve the people well and you are conscious that me serve the people good, so make them vote me out for a second time. I go back to work in my constituency. I go liaison with and find out where I did make my mistake and make the necessary links.
Fix the mistake and come back again. Wheel and come again.
Yeah, but it must a time come for them come back.
Okay. Alright. Daddy, listen, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad you have me on. I'll call it tonight. I see my good friend George Elliott. Look, I can just wake up and put in a comment. I have him on in the future. But I need some competition for him, yeah? But can't find that at all. Cannot find it.
Well, listen to me, I said to you. Don't make that dance, you know.
No, man.
You're on a good program, you know. If I have me have a chat tonight, we chat, you know.
We chat.
More man will come in.
Listen, if you have any brethren out there who can speak on behalf of the other side, bring him in, man. Rope him in.
Well, I'm not, to be honest with you, like me say, me out of the politics. It's not like one time, but me think someone like Noel would have been more than happy to be at your program.
Yes, I know, but most of the candidates say them not ready yet. It's like them don't want to talk out what I'm going to do in case the other party steal it. And
Not like that.
one
Not
man
nah
said to
go
me
on like
one man said to me last week, he might go by what PJ did say years ago. Silence
now
cannot be disputed. If you keep
PJ,
silent, nobody can dispute what you say.
listen this man. Any man who follow PJ right now obsolete.
It's a dinosaur, you say.
Now PJ is not even a dinosaur, no, it's just a old man. We operate off of the figment of imagination and I lose respect amongst the Jamaican people. You understand me? Because if you retire from politics, push up, run, lose, run, win, run, lose, right? And you never come out on the pitch when all of that are going. Peter Phillips, the whole challenge, you never get up out, come out after the pavilion and say, boy, me I come play, me I go feel for you, know, Peter. All of a sudden, you are going to be opening batsman. Now this, in a the,
We call it warning bat. Warning bat.
him can't manage them boy a bowling, you know, man.
Fierce
Him
like
can't manage.
fire.
Because let me tell you something. One of the things that the JLP presently have over the PMP, them have some young youth. Hot. Fitzendley is one of them. Your next one, Delano Steve Wright. One next one named Morgan. The youth them just
Morgan,
articulate.
I'm impressed with Morgan.
The man them just articulate and
Yes.
this young MP up so. I kind of lose what because I drive through Highgate and go down there and what you can know fear the road, the main road through Bagwalk, going down Devil's Race Course. It's terrible, brother.
Wow.
It's terrible. You understand me? So when me I tell her, say, me you should talk all the while, and me I say, when me I get an opportunity to say to her, I say, look, time for you stop talk and fix up the road, them man. Because it seems to be prominent within the JLP, so you have the influence to fix the road, brother.
What's her
Me I
name?
talk, I believe a Kenisha Morrison.
Okay.
Yeah, when you drive, you go through Highgate because me sleep most of the time in a St. Catherine, you know. You understand me? Me there Portmore now because school get holiday.
Okay.
But when school is out, me not there Portmore. But the point is, when you drive through Highgate and you go up, and when you reach Bagwa, brother,
Guys, the London place.
man, me say me I come down Devil's Race Course and the way me break give way upon me, brother. The mercy of God can.
Rotted.
Lord, terrible, brother, because you have to touch the brake, you know. You have to hold the brake, you know, because if you go through each of them pothole and even pothole them, you know. Some big hole, you know, brother. You have to break up and select where you go. You can't just touch your brake and come down, you know. You understand me?
Whoa.
So, these are things where people need to address. I mean, hear sheep on the podium. That's why you know if you listen to people, you know, if you go into them constituency and look on how them a serve them people. And if you not deal with the road network in your constituency, you not deal with
No, do
nothing.
nothing.
Because you retard progress. Because a little man with a farm up in a one place, but he must say, boy, how me you get my goods come down the ground?
Can't get it to market.
You see what I'm saying? And that is one of the problems Central St. Mary have. When you come out and consider the highway, a pure pothole, brother. Me not ask nobody. Come
It
drive
rough.
a lot.
It rough. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
We'll call it a night, I know you, man. Listen, man. I
yeah
appreciate
man.
you coming on. Thanks a lot. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
man.
And you're always welcome, man. You're always welcome, buddy.
Yeah,
Always
man.
welcome. So, me. I'll link you tomorrow again here, and we talk.
Yeah, man.
All
God
right?
willing.
All right.
Yeah,
Easy,
man.
buddy. Ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen,
good.
for those who in the chat, thanks for coming on. We appreciate it. Tune in again next week, and we'll continue our discussion. And I hope many more people can call it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, have a nice evening. Garfield Waller signing out. Thank you very, very